good? We're on? So welcome to today's cooking class again. My name is Jorge Montes, and today we're going to do Gambas al Ajillo, a traditional Spanish dish, a tapas, a small dish. I was telling you guys earlier, or at least visually telling you about what tapas means in Spain. A tapas, literally in Spanish, means a tapa is a lid, something else on top. Not topless, tapa, tapas, plural. So a tapa in the old days, in the old restaurant, cantina days, to cover from flies and to also keep you full. You know, a tapas is a lid. You put a tapas or a piece of bread. You know, it all evolved into small dishes, and then a little powerful tapas. So this simple dish is gambas al ajillo, means shrimp with a olive oil and garlic, almost like a scampi, but this is very Spanish. And speaking of bread, I made some bread today. Actually, I've been getting a lot of inquiries about sourdough, since all of you guys are into bread baking now. And that was exciting for me because I haven't made bread in years, but I used to make bread. I've been cooking 22 years now, so we've done a lot of stuff. So it's exciting to go back and play with some of the stuff that I haven't done in years. So I made I made my own baguette. This came out kind of funky just because it's sitar, but it'll work for us. So we're gonna start making some baguette. And if anybody's making any bread at home, you can feel free to send me some questions about that. I'm not a master baker, but I can bake. I can shake and bake. All right. So this is good. I also made a starter. So if anybody has some bread that wants to and needs a starter, to give it that sourdough flavor, I have one live in my cooler now that I'm gonna feed every day, and I'm gonna keep it alive. So it's alive now. All right. So I'll save the bread class for another day. So we're gonna make some crostini, some crunchy bread for our gambas al ajillo. So I'm just gonna cut out the bread I just made on the bias, and we're gonna toast it up while we get started. All right, I'll save this lid for you guys. Here, Joe. Prep for you guys. Let me cut this guy up as well. So pretty cool. Not that hard to make bread at home, guys. It's quite simple. It's pretty exciting. It's a nice, peaceful little activity you can add to your fun to-do list at home. Quarantine activities. I guess bread baking is one of those. Cooking, Beauty about cooking that you can do so much things. So I'm gonna cut all this guy up. Nice. Yeah, good. So this is like a ciabatta type. Nice little holes in there. You want to get the holes in there. That means there was a lot of action going on. All right. So you're making crostini. You cut the bread into whatever shape you like. Get a cookie tray, like so, or a baking sheet tray, and just line these up. And you can brush them with some oil. I always have a little squeeze bottle of oil, so it's always good to, just drizzle a little bit on top, not too much. And we're gonna pop this in the oven, get it nice and crunchy. And we'll begin our recipe, because this is what we're gonna serve with the tapas. So you can dip in the oil. This recipe has a lot of nice oil and garlic and parsley, so you definitely the bread is what you're gonna mop up and soak that up. Really good stuff. All right. Put a little chili flakes and put a little salt in here, and that's good. That's gonna go in the oven while we get started with the recipe. All right. So to make this dish, we're gonna need very few ingredients. It's one of those easy peasy kind of dishes. You can serve this maybe with pasta if you want to make it a meal, or with rice. But this is pretty good on its own. So we got shrimp, which is the gambas. You can keep the tails on. I like to take them off because when you're eating them, what do you do with it? You're gonna still have to put your hand in there. So, especially if you're using a fork and knife, you don't want to stick your hands in the food. So I just squeeze it. This is already peeled and deveined, which the vein is already off. You can fully peel except for the tails. Just pinch at the lower part of the tail. Everything should come out. Save those little tails for your sauce or something, or compost. So we have the shrimp already peeled in the vein. These are what you call 21-25s. There's 21 to 25 per pound. That's the size of the shrimp.
Can you explain the vein for people that don't know the term, or how to devein your shrimp?
how to vein the shrimp? Well, I can't show you because I already took them off, but in the top part here, there's a vein. It's staying in the membrane right here. So you want to remove that. That vein is all the non-cool stuff that would be in the shrimp. So some call it the poop, some call it the innards. Will you die with it? No. It's just more fine etiquette, civilized eating, right? So a couple things you're gonna need. We have garlic already chopped. I'm just gonna chop some, but we have a chopping video for that, so you don't have to chop. I'm not gonna show you how to chop garlic. Go to our videos, go to rojokitchen.com, we have all the recipes that we're recording today and in the past. So we have that. Go to our YouTube channel at rojokitchen.com, YouTube. So follow us there. We're gonna be updating more videos this weekend. Fun fact, we're gonna be closed Monday for Memorial Day. So I'm excited. We may even close Saturday. I don't know. Maybe I won't see you until then. All right. I won't commit to that, but I'll update you on Friday. So we're gonna get started with the recipe. I'm gonna just chop up a little bit of parsley. So you'll see how easy this is. Parsley, garlic. We have some red crushed chili flakes for a little heat. If you don't want to keep it so spicy, don't keep it spicy. If you want to add more spice, you're the chef of your kitchen. Spice it up, do your thing. Salt and pepper, and some extra virgin olive oil. So we're going to begin with that. Extra virgin olive oil. And I know they say you shouldn't cook with it. We're going to keep it low. We're not going to go high heat with this. Alright? And we're going to put the garlic in there as well. I'm going to put a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And I'm putting the garlic and the oil, everything in the pan at once because I want it all to come up together at once. If this is too hot, the oil might burn and the garlic might burn, so I'm trying to avoid that. Since this is such a simple dish, sometimes the simple dishes can be a little, you get too cocky and then you burn it in a second. So you don't want to do that and waste all this oil. So we're going to get it on, okay? Get it with a spoon. Make sure you mix your garlic around. We really want to flavor this oil because we're going to cook the shrimp in it. If you want to put more garlic, go for it. Doesn't help, doesn't hurt, you know. Just don't go too crazy. You can put some shallots, but we're keeping it the true Spain way. Just garlic, oil, you know. In Europe, they mostly keep it simple. Unless you find dining French, then it becomes not so cuisine. All right, so I'm gonna bunch this up and chop it up. We also have a video for parsley, so these videos, the little videos that we made, are really helpful and handy. Especially for like chopping or a lot of how-tos on simple ingredients that you might not be used to. Alright, so rough little chop, not too crazy. Anybody has any questions?
No? You should move the pan a little bit.
Yeah, they're on the edge.
No questions?
No.
What temperature do you have the oil right now?
This is medium temperature. I always like the flame because you can gauge it better, but in electric or induction, medium heat's good. Alright, so you see a little bit of action, but it's not much. Right now, little by little you start, and I always say, I always emphasize, cook with all your senses. So you want to be a better chef where you don't have to follow recipes, then you incorporate all your recipes, especially your visual. You want to make sure you want to taste stuff and see it as you go. So the more you taste before, during, and after, it teaches your brain how to register how to cook. It kind of teaches that repetitive practice, right? So I can smell the garlic. That's a warning. Let's go look what's going on. Once I smell it, I see it. I see that there's action, so it's going on. I'm not gonna touch it because I know it's hot. If it looks hot and smells hot, it's probably hot. All right, but you can taste it. So I always have little spoons. You start dipping my finger in there, you can use a little bit. Nice. So it needs a little salt. You can put that in there, and some black pepper. We're gonna give it about 30 seconds. So this whole process takes about 2 minutes. We want to get the garlic soft, not really brown yet. We have our parsley chopped, and we have our seasoned our shrimp ready to go. So let me go check on the bread, and then we'll go finish this guy. bread's almost ready. One more minute. And I have other breads going as well. So I was playing around with some round boules. So we'll see how this goes. If it comes out good, I'm probably going to give one away with every family meal. So if you order a family meal, we can break some bread together.
You're horny.
Yeah. You're feeling what? All right. So we got our bread to show it off here. Now, George the baker over here. All right. So shrimp is going to go in the pan. You can use scallops too if you like. Like those little ones are pretty good with these. Nice. So the shrimp is going to cool down. They were cold, you know, room temperature. So they're going to cool down the heat in here. I'm not going to raise the heat or lower it. I want to cook these in a gentle heat, so stick to medium. We don't want the garlic to burn. I just want the shrimp to little by little start poaching in there. And I'm also going to add the parsley. I'm going to add half of it right now. All right. Get the parsley in there. Put this here. And let's get our plates ready so we can eat. All right. I think I like this. We like this one better with the bread. Good. All right. So let me give this a mix. You can toss it, but be careful. There's a lot of oil in there. All right. Oh, that's the bread. So our crostini is done. Look at that. Looks beautiful. Close this. And let's put some up here. I like to create a little Jenga kind of style thing. So if you have friends, you can bring this to the table. It looks dramatic. Feels like we're in Spain and all that good stuff. There we go. There. I'm fine. You can see that. Put a little parsley in there. Nice. All right. And we're also going to put in here the chili flakes. So this is going to be garlicky. It's going to have that extra chili potency and lots of oil and lots of parsley. The parsley kind of gives it that freshness, so it's not too unctuous with all that oil and garlic.
Is there a reason why you put the pepper at the very end?
I don't want it to burn. And the pepper, the more you cook it, you know, the more heat it extracts. So I don't want to get it too spicy. I'd rather you get the heat when you bite into it as opposed to the whole dish being really, really spicy. So whenever you're cooking shrimp, how do you know if it's cooked? A couple things. The colors tell a story. Pink turns into this beautiful kind of pink. Shrimp turns into this beautiful kind of pink, pinkish orange kind of color. I'm not sure, but someone told me that flamingos are pink because they eat a lot of shrimp. I don't know if that's true. But Google it, maybe you can let me know. Someone told me. I'm not saying that it is. I'm not spreading those funky facts. But I do love shrimp. Shrimp's it's easy to cook, easy seafood, great with pasta. Like this right here, you can have some angel hair pasta, and it's pretty much, Italians will be like, well, that's a scampi. Well, it could be, but today is a Gambas al Ajillo. Alright, so we got our bread ready to go. We got our little tapas platter standing by. The shrimp is pink, and also you want to feel the firmness. So I'm giving them a couple of turns. If there's like a gray side, I just flip them on the other side. Once it's nice and brown, turn them around. So you also want to check the texture of them. So I'll put it on a flat spoon, and I just give it a little touch. Gentle spring is good. If it feels like almost like it's still kind of dead, that means it's still raw. So this is good. I'm gonna turn this off. Now we're gonna taste it. Now this is really infused with all that seafood flavor from the shrimp. If you want to leave them with the heads on, that's also nice as well. But sometimes those are hard to find. Delicious. So now we have that seafood, that shrimp sweetness in there, and that overload of garlic and oil. So just a little salt, it'll be good. You put this here. You grab a couple of tongs and just pile on the shrimp. Oh, this is a nice individual order. It's nice literal tapa size. You know, you get something like this, 5 shrimp, lots of oil, and there's always lots of bread. So this pile is up nice too. A nice pile of that. And get a spoon, and then you can pour over all that delicious garlic action. That's what we made the bread. We need a lot of bread because there's a lot of sauce. Look at that. I will put as much sauce as you can fit in the bowl. You want to get this an extra, you know, beef up. Literally, you can saute some chorizo at the beginning, and add some chorizo to this. Is really nice as well. All right, that's good. All right, guys. So this is our shrimp. I'm gonna put that right there next to the bread. How beautiful that looks. Top it out with just a little more cracked pepper around and on top. And let's. We have plenty of parsley, just a little bit more parsley. You can put a little lemon if you like, but I think this is the way it's meant to be eaten, just like that. We grab this over here. Look at that. So our beautiful gambas al ajillo, or shrimp sauteed with garlic, olive oil, parsley, red crushed chili flakes, lots of oil. Our homemade ciabatta loaf baguette, crostinis with that. And that's just amazing right there. And